The Vice President, Shettima, has called for a deliberate and forward-looking framework for youth leadership development, noting that it is the backbone of sustainable progress. He particularly warned that a country's status as one of the world's youngest nations would count for nothing without deliberate institutional investment to match its demographic scale. Speaking in Abuja during the Abuja Dialogue 2026, convened by Lagos State's Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy, the Vice President said the country's demographic profile must no longer be treated as a rhetorical point in public discourse, but as a strategic reality requiring policy attention at the highest levels of governance.
10. Without a reliable pipeline of leadership capacity across institutions. This is why the work of integrating young people into governance processes must be deliberate and consistent. It is a long-term investment. It demands cooperation between the classroom and the workplace, between public institutions and private enterprise, between mentorship and responsibility. It also demands standards. Leadership loses its meaning when standards disappear. Once expectations are lowered, institutions begin to erode from within. If we are not serious about preparing the next generation, we must be equally serious about the values and competencies we expect of them. Discipline, depth, ethical clarity, intellectual rigor, emotional steadiness, and a commitment to outcomes greater than the self.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also called for national consideration of leadership development as a strategic pillar of governance which requires greater collaboration between the state and federal government. It said it is high time the federal government and state government made leadership conversation a priority in the context of what will fix the various subnational government to reflect the unique demography of the various economies.
Properly understood, is the engine that drives every other sector of our economy and society forward. Without competent, ethical, and visionary leaders, every road we build will deteriorate. Every infrastructure we establish will go into extinction. Every policy we design will fail in implementation. That is why we believe nationally, we treat leadership development not as a social welfare, but as a strategic pillar of governance, as a critical, as fiscal infrastructure that we have ever commissioned. And we're not just lip servicing it. We're very, very intentional and we're very serious about this. And what is our call to action? What happens when we fail to invest in our young people's leadership capacity? The evidence we say is around us. We see it in unemployed and unemployable young population. We see it, in the kind of things that they breathe. We see it in the brain drain that depletes our talent pool and enriches other nations across the world.
Convened by the Lagos State Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy in partnership with the Office of the Vice President, the dialogue serves as a national platform for aligning federal and state efforts towards building a sustainable leadership pipeline for Nigeria.